Everyone encounters an image of an Indian at one point or another. It captures something in their imagination.
This documentary is called Red Fever, the Indigenous Influence on Western Culture. Neil Diamond stars and co-directed Red Fever. He says pop culture stereotypes Indigenous peoples.
They were kind of disappointed that I wasn't dressed like what they were seeing in movies, you know, didn't have buckskin or long hair, or braid. Yeah, so sorry to disappoint.
Co-director Catherine Bainbridge says the film looks deeper into the obsession of Indigenous culture.
Cultural appropriations may be kind of passé in a way. Kind of everybody knows you're not supposed, or a lot of people know, you're not supposed to do it. But we had a sneaking suspicion that a lot of non-Native people, mainstream people, didn't know why, and they might be too afraid to ask, and they didn't really know all the really what it's all about. So that's how Red Fever came about.
Red Fever includes how Indigenous culture gets appropriated for fashion on the runways, in movies, and sports mascots. Diamond is from the Waskaganish Cree community in Quebec. He says it can be flattery or offensive.
I get why people are so offended, you know, they're hurt by what they see, especially their culture being appropriated, especially people who've lost so much, you know, like they don't have their language, like their grandfathers probably don't speak their language, and they don't hear the stories the way they're meant to be heard.
But Red Fever goes further and shows Indigenous influence down through history, such as the Haudenosaunee Confederacy's system of government and its impact on the new American democracy, and how Indigenous people affected sports through athletes like Jim Thorpe.
So really the film ended up in large part really discovering hidden stories that have been hidden to all of us about the massive Indigenous influence on Western culture.
Diamond hopes Red Fever will inspire future generations.
I hope that they look to their history more, talk to their elders, you know, like that's how we got started with the nation and filmmaking, as we filmed like our elders and they told us, you know, our very rich history, you know, and I think a film like this will, you know, it will instill pride in a lot of young people, you know.
Red Fever is playing in theaters across the country. Angel Moore, APTN National News, Jabuktuk, also known as Halifax.